Good morning, everybody. Good morning. It's good to see all of you here. It's good to be in the house of the Lord. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. I not only want to talk, and I'm glad to see all who are here, my good friend and even distant relative, Orinthia Mason. Even though she's a Delta. And she was kind of getting an attitude because people, she said, all right, y'all going in front of me. You preach better than any of us. And we're going to save the best for the last. But I want to talk about how we suppress our own vote. Because it really ain't about anybody suppressing our vote, because nobody can take from you what you don't let them. But we have a habit of suppressing our own vote. Just in my election, out of 14,000 registered voters in District 2, less than 300 people voted. And nobody stopped them from it because we suppressed our own. And when you want to talk about the clocks turning, we understand that Smith County ain't a red county, it's crimson. Some of us remember when there were more Democrats, and now there's only one Democrat in the courthouse. And we have a Republican Party who has done nothing in the last 3 years, and they were not ashamed to say it, that their goal was to make sure that President Obama was a one-term president. They weren't sent there, and they're not paid to do that. That's why they couldn't get anything done. They were too busy blocking what he's trying to do. And while I'm here, let me say something to the black preachers. Because I find it strange that every voter movement always started in the church. And in some kind of way, we got high and mighty with a couple of 501c3s and think we can't say anything. And that's not what the law says. You may not be able to endorse from the pulpit, but that's not your job anyway. It's your job to encourage people to vote. And you need to go back and tell your church leaders to open up the churches again. And let the candidates come in. Be a part of a candidates forum. Engage your people in the political process. And do you find it strange that when we quit doing it, they started doing it? They open up their churches, and we sit idly by and twiddle our thumbs. Let me say something else to the black preachers, and you can tell them I said it. Quit saying and quit telling folk that you don't support President Obama because he made one decision that you don't like. And you can't tell me it bothers some of them that bad. Have you looked in your choir lately? Have you looked at your piano lately? I'll use it, I'm just saying. And besides that, Bill Clinton didn't do one thing wrong. I mean, he's my man too. I love him. I'd vote for him again. But now, Bill Clinton didn't do one thing wrong, and we put him back in. You disagree with one thing President Obama says, and you say you're not going to vote for him? That's ridiculous. And if it wasn't in church, I'd tell you what it really is. We need to get real. We need to get sensible. We need to understand sabotage for what it is. And we need to stop falling into these traps. We need to stand up strong. We need to get out, and we need to take our folk. Take them. Don't say. We need to go get folk. These folk ain't gonna go on their own. So you gotta do like church. Go get them. If you have to feed them, give them something to eat. Let's get them out there. Let's take them to vote. Let's have our children pull their britches up and go vote. Let's take away the excuse. Let's take away all of the obstacles that we put in our own way. And let's demand. We ought to rally in church tomorrow. We ought to rally on the job on Monday and Tuesday and all through the week to tell people that it's our job to go vote. Don't be guilty of suppressing your own vote.